isn't just in your head, but in your jaw. We are back with Dr. Joanna Silver-Dover on how to protect your teeth this morning. You are also the owner of Breathe Columbia. Now, I believe you're about to give a whole test on me. So kind of explain, when it comes to stress and clenching your teeth, it really has a major impact.
So the major manifestor of stress is clenching your teeth, and with clenching your teeth creates a lot of facial pain in a lot of people. And the best way to address this is something called myofunctional therapy, which is a word that a lot of people may not have heard. So as a dentist, I look at you, and now from asking you the questions when I'm seeing you and I'm feeling your face and saying, oh, do you have any tenderness here? And most of it's in your cheek muscles right here, a muscle called your masseter. Or I'm looking and seeing if you have cracked teeth. I'm gonna say, tell me a little bit, how often do you hold your teeth together? Are you clenching? Do any of your facial muscles hurt? And then today I'm gonna take off my dentist cape and put on my myofunctional therapist cape, and I'm gonna ask you some questions about your resting tongue posture.
Okay, so this is interesting. I was telling Dr. Dover, so no cavities, no anything like that. However, I am a mouth breather when I sleep. I do sleep with my mouth open.
And I'm gonna talk to her about that at some other point, but today we're gonna talk about what myofunctional therapy is, but myofunctional therapy would address that. We are talking about correct resting tongue posture and the first two phases of swallowing.
Yeah.
So the number one benefit to this is less clenching.
Okay.
So that's why this is important. So first thing we say is, where does your tongue rest all day long?
I know, isn't that weird that I'm just kind of noticing it right now?
A lot of people don't think about it. So your tongue should never touch your bottom teeth. Your tongue should always rest on the roof of your mouth. So I'm going to make you look at this beautiful mirror, and I'm going to ask you these questions. So this is what we do in our office. I give somebody a mirror, and they're like, oh, I haven't really thought about where my tongue is.
And for you all, you should also be thinking about how you would answer these questions.
Yes, yes, yes. And so,
how interesting.
So where do you think it is? So it should never be on the bottom. And a lot of people say, okay, well, my tongue is resting on the roof of my mouth. And then I'll say, okay, well, demonstrate what that looks like to you. And I'm going to, and so I want you to copy me.
That's what I think. Go ahead.
Can you do this?
I don't think I can.
So
you're putting the roof on the top. Okay.
So when you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and I don't know where is our camera is right here, right? I don't know if I'll give this to you.
Right there.
I'll give this to you, Christy, so people can look at it later. But when you put your tongue in the correct position on the roof of your mouth, your tongue should be flat, and it should be making contact with the entire roof of your mouth, not just in the front and not just in the back, but all of it. And part of the reason for that too is your vagus nerve, which deals with your rest and digest part of your body, your ability to manage stress. That nerve innervates your soft palate all the way in the back. So when your tongue is suctioned all the way up, it helps give you that feedback for your body to rest. But also, when you're clenching and you're not thinking about where your teeth are, what myofunctional therapy does is it has physical therapy exercises during the day. And so it starts to make people aware of keeping their teeth apart and their tongue up on the roof of their mouth. So I'm going to talk about also where you swallow, because this has to deal with clenching and cracked teeth too. So when you swallow, your tongue should go up and it should not touch against your front teeth. That's called a tongue thrust. And so what we do in myofunctional therapy is we're going to talk about where does your tongue rest and where does it go up. So I have a present for you.
I know. She said that she had a little present for here on WLTX.
I'm so excited. So the goal in our practice is to have a couple sessions to talk about what this looks like. But then, you've been swallowing since you were 10 to 12 weeks in utero. So if you have been swallowing, and they say 50% of people they're not doing it right.
Okay.
So this is like widespread, right? Like 30% of Americans are clenching during the day, and 50% of people don't hold their tongue in the correct resting position.
Okay.
So there is a lot to talk about that affects lots of people. So this is a straw. It's a little bit of an expensive straw. It's about $65, something like that. But what it is it's a part of our long-term trainer for how to put your tongue in the correct position.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it to you with my nice old semi-clean fingers over here.
Now $65. I don't have that kind of money. So what do we do?
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Well, then you can get this free myotherapy session by watching WLTX this morning. And
let me see.
Okay, we're going to
Because we do have 2 minutes too as well.
Okay.
You know, Dr. Dover, we got this.
Okay.
But this is an interesting contraption too. It's kind of
So what it
where I
does
wanna
is it
put my
makes you
teeth.
push with the middle of your tongue straight up, because it's different to talk to you about where to put your tongue, and it's another thing to have to use it in function in the correct position. So tools like this.
You guys see it? Yeah.
This beautiful straw. It's by Remastered Sleep. It's called the Remplenish Myo Nozzle.
Okay.
You have to push with the middle of your tongue up to draw the liquid through.
Really?
Yes, so it's
okay. It's hard. It's actually a lot
Ooh.
harder than I thought.
It's a workout, baby. This is what myofunctional therapy is, or physical therapy. You're using muscles in the correct way that you're not used to.
So for us to kind of go forward with this, it really is the placement of the tongue. Should we start practicing?
You should always be practicing. So
Okay.
it's something called lingual palatal suction is how your tongue should always be, and it's all the way up, tongue flat, and up. I mean, we can go into the whole viewing phenomenon and all that stuff too, and what happened with that. But I mean, people are more aware of it with Instagram and TikTok. But isn't that neat?
Wow. Yeah, that actually took a lot more effort. I can't believe that just taking a drink of water would take a lot more effort. But it's something that, you know, as you mentioned, we're not used to. We're not used to kind of doing this, but it's something that's going to help with stress, of course, with clenching. And then really, I didn't know tongue posture would be how important when it comes to stuff like this.
I'm so glad I'm here this morning.
Wow, I like that. Okay, so there is all of your information. We kind of gave you a little bit of an intake there. So for patients, for future patients, or for anybody who says, man, I do clench my jaw, what is kind of the best, what's your number one advice for them?
I would start to be aware of their resting tongue posture. There's a
Okay.
whole bunch of resources online. They can also look at my website and say, how did we develop an incorrect resting tongue posture? You could link to that. But I think online tools and starting to look at it and just being aware and making sure their tongue is up all the time. You should be able to swallow, which is wild, with just your tongue alone, and your lips and your teeth should be able to be open.
I feel like every single person right now, including me, I'm going to start like practicing and being like, where in the world does this happen? So just takes little one thing at a time. Interesting. Dr. Dover, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for this. I'm about to do a lot more research. Guys, it's actually it's a lot more difficult. And I do it wrong, by the way. I was looking, my tongue is at the front. It's not in the back, it's right in the front. You're helping me, Dr. Dover. I appreciate you. Alrighty, everyone, we're going to be putting all of this information on our website, WLTX.com, so you can always refer back to it. But, of course, Dr. Dover, we appreciate you for coming by.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Of course. Alright, everyone, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.